Welcome back to Slushie Review. This is Keith.
And this is Chris.
Sorry, I didn't know you were drinking.
Oh, you're good. I got it there.
Today we are reviewing Spider-Man Homecoming with Tom Holland. We are still continuing our Spider-Man saga-ish with the two newest Spider-Mans. Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home. Next up, Homeschool. I don't know what the fuck the next one's called, but...
You know what the next one's called.
What is it called?
No Way Home.
I forgot.
Yeah. Spider-Man No Way Jose.
Same. So, whatever that's going to be about, everything I see about it, I swipe left or right.
Same.
And I
try not to look at it.
Literally, there have been so many articles like... This new villain just got revealed for Guardians. This new villain got revealed for Thor. This new villain got... I was like, can we... I don't even care. Why are we...
Yeah.
I don't care.
Just let me watch it.
Please.
Don't tell me everything about the movie before the movie comes out. Because then you're going to have a trailer about it, and then you're going to dissect the trailers and show me that there's a fucking Mechagodzilla in the trailer. So, you know...
Same. Or show Spider-Man in Civil War. Or show Hela breaking Mjolnir.
Yeah. Or show Wonder Woman in a movie that she's not named in the fucking headline. So
Facts.
Yeah.
Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah.
Fucking hated it.
But they've already kind of done it and undone it and done it and undone it for this next Spider-Man movie. So who the fuck knows what's real and what isn't?
And I'm cool with that. Just keep fucking
keep it
everybody
ambiguous.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to read every article about it because I would rather go in with a just surprise me mentality rather than here's who's in it and then they're not and I'm like what the then I'm fucking disappointed. Then I'm like they lied to me.
What trailer just came out recently of a movie that's coming out soon? I don't
Venom 2.
Yeah, so my son was like, I said, did you watch Venom? The Venom trailer? He's like, no, I'm about to. He's like, did you see it? I was like, yeah. He's like, I thought you don't watch trailers. And I was like, fair. Also, I watched the first one.
There it is.
And I also don't really care about Venom.
I watched the trailer.
Trailer. That's it. So, yes, I've seen the Black Widow trailer. I'll see it. The show. The movie. So, yeah. So just
we're going to go to the movies.
Yeah, we're going to go to the movies.
There we go.
I'm excited.
First time since Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Mortal Kombat was so good.
Yes, it was. It was so good in the theater.
It was so good.
It's been a hot minute since I've got to watch a Marvel movie in a theater, so I'm looking forward to it, at least for that.
Yeah,
get that opening. Hear that. Hear some of those themes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Look for a Stanley picture or something in the background, hopefully.
I got sad.
Sorry, but
that's okay,
that's where we are now.
That's fair. Life and death, I get it. That's fair.
In the world that I've lived in, I've never known Stan Lee to be young.
That's also fair.
So, we all knew it was coming.
Fair. That is fair.
So it's just a reality, unfortunately.
It's
a sad reality.
Just love him, though.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Same. It's just sad.
Speaking of likes, Stan Lee. My first like. No. But also...
He made it second for me.
He's definitely not. He's not first. But yes. Either way, let's get right into this. Thank you for listening. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you follow us at... Slushie Review on Twitter at Slushie Review. You can also check us out on YouTube. Just search Slushie Review. We pop up. We're the first result. And then check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And also, coming soon, Instagram. Follow us on IG.
The gram.
At Slushie Review Podcast.
Yes.
We just started it. Need some followers, need some likes. Okay, before we get into the cast, today's review is brought to you by Slushies again. Red and blue, delicious, delicious. Tropical punch again. Go figure. And Blue raspberry, because that's, I'm pretty sure, the only blue Kool-Aid flavor. We make it with Kool-Aid, guys. Okay?
And they're delicious.
They really are pretty good. Especially since I cut the sugar down. The sugar was a lot for me.
Because even if you don't make them with Kool-Aid, like, what other blue slushy is there going to be? Yeah. Like, it's going to be blue raspberry something. Yeah. Like, blue raspberry is the only, or at least the main ingredient.
That's fair. Blue raspberry. The only, or maybe like, blueberry.
Yeah.
That's gross. Yeah, same.
No.
Same. No, Sam. I'm sorry for mentioning it. It's the same.
Well, you know what it's going to be. Like, it's going to be blue raspberry something.
That's fair. Okay, let's get into this cast. First up, Spider-Man Homecoming, we have Tom Holland. Young, spry Peter Parker / Spider-Man. Tom Holland, for me, came from out of nowhere. That's Spider-Man, and he does a great job. Next up, Michael Keaton playing Michael Keaton. And he's top-notch at it. No one else can do it, but he's Adrian Toomes / the Vulture. Michael Keaton, you know him as Batman, you know him as Birdman, you know him as Chief from the other guys, you know him as Mr. Mom. Beetlejuice. Why did I forget Beetlejuice? I love Beetlejuice. That's all I got. There's probably more, but I'm cool with that. Multiplicity. I watched that when I was a kid. He has 7 different versions of himself.
Ooh.
But they're all different versions because he cloned himself. But they all act different. They all have different attitudes and shit. It's dumb, but it's actually pretty funny and I think sad at the end. I don't remember. I watched it once, never seen it again. We'll never see it again. Mm-hmm. There's that. RDJ, Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark, and Iron Man. You remember him from the Avengers movie that we did a while ago. Winkety wink. We also have Marissa Tomei as Aunt May Parker, young Aunt May this time. Not one of these old biddies.
I know her mostly from Seinfeld, from one episode that she's in.
She was in... I always want to call it Eat, Pray, Love, and I know I've never seen that. But it's the movie with Emma Stone, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling.
Crazy Stupid
Love.
Okay.
She's in that. Steve Carell sleeps with her and finds out that that's his teacher, his son's teacher. Mm-hmm. And his son is in love with his teacher, and he's also in love with his neighbor. So, yeah. And she gets pissed off about it in the school when they're doing parent-teacher conference. Mm-hmm. Hilarious. Jon Favreau, I mean...
Podcast favorite. I dare say.
Happy Hogan. He's just the guy. He does a great job in everything he does. I don't even know where I ever first knew him from.
Again, same. Seinfeld. One episode.
I knew him from something before or after that, but like before when I was a child, I think. But I can't remember what. So...
See, before I knew him... I think it came out after, but like the main thing, aside from the Marvel movies that I remember him in, was the movie Chef, where he had like a food truck.
Never seen that.
I liked it. I remember liking it. Because I think that was one of the first movies I remember where someone like typed on a phone and you got to see like the words show up on the screen because he did a lot of tweeting. Like he would write the tweet and then like this thing would pop up on the screen and the bird would like tweet, make like whatever Twitter sound Twitter makes or used to make at some point, and the bird would like fly off and he'd like get a review tweet and he'd like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like someone would be crapping on his food and he'd go off on it.
Okay. Well, he's just so money that he doesn't even know it though.
Does. But you don't even know it, but you do.
So that's from Swingers.
What? You sell money and you don't even know it?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
He was
Never
in
seen
it. He was in it. Him and fuck. What is his name?
Well, let's see. It's right here. Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn. Him and Vince Vaughn. I think he says that to Vince Vaughn, or Vince Vaughn says it to him. But that's where they got it from in The Office, when Andy says it to Ryan, because he's like, "You're so money, you don't even know it." And I remember I watched Swingers like probably about 5 years ago for the first time. It's okay. It's literally just about dating, whatever. But I forgot he was Rio in Solo.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He was also in The Wolf of Wall Street. And he was in The Mandalorian. He also directed probably all of those, to be fair.
I mean, as we've said, he's done so much for Star Wars.
Oh, man. He was in I Love You, Man. I forgot about that. He was in Four Christmases. He was in The Breakup. Mm-hmm. He's been in all the things I like. Let's just be fair. He was in Daredevil. I did not know that.
The show or the movie?
The 2003 movie. This guy's done everything, okay?
I guess.
So, I'm cool. I'm cool with him.
Yeah, why not?
Podcast favorite.
Yeah, he joined the Hall of Podcast Favorites alongside the likes of Bob Hoskins and Emma Stone.
Yes. I thought you were going to say John Leguizamo.
Also John Leguizamo.
That's fair. But yes, Emma Stone, for sure. That's all I got, though.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else.
Christopher Lloyd.
Oh, wow.
I'll throw him in there.
That's it.
Arnold.
Yes.
Even though he hasn't been in any of the movies that we've talked about here, but he gets in there. He gets in there on merit, just because. He gets
At this point, Batman is a podcast favorite, apparently.
Honestly, yeah.
To either shit on him or...
And the Ninja Turtles.
And the Ninja Turtles. That's fair.
Just because.
That's
just
fair. And
because.
The Office.
Yeah, The Office is a podcast favorite. The Hall of Podcast Favorites is not limited to human beings or even fictional characters.
Facts.
There's all kinds of shit in there.
Same. Agreed.
Blue raspberries in the podcast Hall of Fame.
Slushies. They didn't make the list. No, just...
Barely lost out to Christopher Lloyd.
No,
it was close.
That's fair, though.
Change the podcast to Christopher Lloyd review.
I like his movies. Camp Nowhere, Back to the Future, Back to the Future 2, Back to the Future 3.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Some more.
There's
Page
some
Master.
Oh, he was in that?
Yeah, he was the Page Master. It was him and Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, I remember Macaulay Culkin, but he was the only person I remembered being in that movie.
He was like the main guy, like the main... I don't think he was a villain, but he was something. He was the Page Master. I wasn't trying to be a dick, but I think he was. This is a Page Master. Sorry.
Damn it.
I'm sorry. Who was he in Back to the Future? He was the future.
He was back. He was the...
Oh, shit. Oh, man, I cracked myself up. All right, next up. Vagina Candle. No, I'm just fine.
What?
Next up is Gwyneth Paltrow.
I forgot who was next.
I'm having too much fun. She is Pepper Potts. She forgot she was in this movie. But she was.
I forgot she was in this movie, to be fair.
Until
the scene came up. I was like,
fair.
oh, yeah, here she comes.
First movie I ever seen her in? 7.
First movie I remember seeing her in, Shallow Hal.
She was, wasn't she?
Yes.
I forgot about that.
She was young Jason Alexander.
That's fair.
And Jack Black. Gotta love him.
That is fair.
Also podcast favorite, I dare say.
I like Jack Black. That's fair. That's fair. And the Cable Guy.
Yes.
Have you ever seen 7?
No.
Do you know what it's about?
Is that the one where it's like 7 hitmen?
No. Oh, no. That's the 7 Psychopaths. I think I told you about that. That has Christopher Walken in it.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, it's a great movie. It's a great fucking movie.
I almost started doing a Walken impression, but I had nothing to say. I was doing it the other day, and Megan told me it was getting better.
There it is.
Because I kept doing it in front of a bunch of people, and they were loving it.
Let's see. 7 is Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman. It is a thriller, not a scary movie, but a thriller. Kevin Spacey is a serial killer, and it's about the 7 deadly sins.
Is this the What's in the Box thing? Okay.
Guess who was in the box?
Is it a head?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
All of her?
Just her head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Brad Pitt's wife, who was pregnant.
Who says what's in the box?
Brad Pitt.
Okay.
Oh, it's a good movie. At the end of it, so Kevin Spacey's playing this game with the two detectives, Morgan Freeman, who's supposed to retire tomorrow, and Brad Pitt. And Brad Pitt's the new guy. He just moved to the fucking city
tomorrow.
And every time Kevin Spacey kills somebody, he kills them for their deadly sin. Okay. So the gluttony, he feeds a guy until he burst. Lust, I think he kills somebody while they're cheating on their wife or something like that.
I say he fucks somebody to death.
I got nothing to say to that.
Fuck them so hard they burst.
Oh, shit. Sam.
Just, nope, I can't even say
there it is.
I was going to say. You know what I was going to say.
I'm out.
You know what I was going to combine it with?
Yes.
No, I won't.
You know,
Yes, fucked my boyfriend so hard he burst. There. It's out of my system.
Hilarious. But so he kills them. So he has 6 deadly sins now, and then it goes quiet. And then Brad Pitt is, he almost catches them actually, and they don't for some reason. I forgot why. And then Kevin Spacey actually walks into the precinct, blood all over him, and he's like, "Detectives, I'm here. Detectives, I'm here," and everyone's ignoring him. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Detectives, I'm here!" And everybody looks like, "Oh shit!" And so whatever. So then I don't know if he's like, "I killed somebody, but I want these 2 detectives to take me." And he's like, "No." And they're like, "Okay, well, you'll never find the rest of the bodies," or whatever he said. And so they go out to the middle of the desert. It's Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt, and they're in the middle of the desert, and he's quoting Bible scriptures and all this other stuff. Oof. And he goes, "Oh, I can't wait! It's so good." Blah blah. And like a U-Haul, not a U-Haul, but like a delivery van, like a FedEx van, is driving down this deserted road. Morgan Freeman goes and he stops it like a mile down the road. And so Brad Pitt's at one end of the desert. He's at the a mile away, and he gets a box. Morgan Freeman opens the box, and he's like, "It's a box." He's like, "All right, what's in the box?" And he's like, "I don't know. It's a box." And then he opens it up, and he sees Brad Pitt's wife, because he met her once, and he's like, "Oh shit, oh shit!" And then he's like, "What's in the box?" And he's like, "Don't talk to him." And the guy, Kevin Spacey's talking to Brad Pitt. He's like, "It's a beautiful day. It's such a beautiful day." He was like, whatever. Forget what he says, something like whatever. And Brad Pitt's like, what's in the box? What's in the box? And then Morgan Freeman's hauls off and hits Kevin Spacey. And he's like, "What's in the box?" And he goes, whatever her name is, Susan, I don't know. He's like, "Susan was so pretty." Brad Pitt's like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, blah, blah. So then he's like, "Don't listen to him. He wants you to perform the last deadly sin," I think, which is vengeance.
Wrath.
I think it's vengeance. So he's like, "Don't," whatever. He's like, "Yeah, it just sucks that she was pregnant." And Brad Pitt goes white as a ghost, and he goes, "Pregnant?" And he didn't know. Yeah. And he's just like, it's great. It's a great movie. I love it. It's a good movie. Sorry to spoil it. But
no, that's fine. It kind of makes me want to watch it. Yeah.
It's a great movie.
And also, the movie's coming up on 30 years old, so yeah.
If you can deal with gore,
I definitely can.
Yeah, I would tell you and your fiance to watch it. It's a great thriller.
Okay.
And it's just gory. That's
psychological thriller.
Yes.
That one's for you, Tyler.
Facts. Either way, we were doing this cast a long time ago. Gwyneth Paltrow, that's where we were. Zendaya, she's Michelle, a.k.a. the best MJ. I'm sorry, MJ. MJ. That's my bad.
It needed to be said.
She's the better MJ. Next up, we have Donald Glover.
Hey.
He plays Uncle Aaron Davis, a.k.a., which will probably never pay off, the Prowler.
It might. But we'll see. I feel like he might be a retired Prowler.
Maybe.
We'll see.
That'd be cool. But then if they bring the Prowler back, won't they have to bring Kingpin
Maybe.
into the new one?
Dude, if the Kingpin showed up, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Who would it be?
In the Daredevil series, it was Vincent D'Onofrio. And he didn't look bad. He did not look bad. Right. I wouldn't be mad at it if they brought him in.
John Travolta. Have you seen him with a shaved head? He looks like a villain.
He does, yeah.
Granted,
it doesn't take anything for me to think of John Travolta as a villain because I don't like him.
You don't like him?
Not really. That's why I love the first Punisher movie so much. They got to see him get his fucking life ruined.
You never seen Grease? You like him in Grease? Saturday Night
Fever? Never really
Fever?
saw it. Didn't see it. Didn't care. I didn't
he had
want
chills
to.
all over his body. It was
he losing control? God damn it. Why were you doing a little like walking impression there? I felt like.
Oh, was it?
Maybe.
That's fair.
He had chills all over his body. It was electrifying.
Same.
No,
that's fair. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
That wasn't a good one.
It was good for me. Saying that I was doing it, I love it.
No, that was fine.
That was cool. Either way, we have Jacob Batalon. He's Ned, a.k.a. the guy in the chair. We have Laura Harrier. She plays Liz, Peter's love interest in this movie. Tony Revolori. He plays Flash Thompson. He's just a kid. He's like 25. These people are old. Young, sorry. I'm old. Let's see. Next up, we have Bokeem Woodbine. He plays Herman Schultz, a.k.a. Shocker, number 2. Bokeem Woodbine. He's been in so many good movies, bro.
He looks familiar, but I doubt.
I don't know what he's been in that you may seen.
That's what I'm saying.
But for me, I've seen almost the movies I've seen that he's been in. They've been great.
I know I saw Overlord.
Never seen that. He was in Dead Presidents. He was in a movie called not Freedom. Shit, what the fuck was it called? It was something where he was in jail and he had to escape because he was innocent or something. Oh, he was in the newish Total Recall movie.
I didn't see that one either.
Flesh Wounds. I think that had DMX in it. I think he was in that. I seen that. This movie, The Devil, was called Devil, where the elevator was haunted or something. I seen that. It was an okay movie. It wasn't the best, but it was great. I'm saying it was great. It wasn't great. It was fine. I liked it. CSI Miami. He was in Ray, the Ray Charles movie back in the day.
He was in Life.
He was in Life. He was the equivalent of Jackie Robinson in Life. His name was Can't Get Right because he couldn't talk. The movie I was thinking of was Caught Up. That's a movie he was in. Oh, he was also in The Rock, which was great. What movie were we talking about? Life. Yeah, he couldn't speak. And
at all?
He couldn't speak, but he could play baseball. And they were playing baseball. Remember, this movie is about them being in jail. So he's in jail. It's the South. It's the 40s or something, and the jail is in back of basically a plantation. The warden, the warden or whoever owns the jail.
Yeah,
he lives in the house. So does his wife. At one point throughout the movie, the warden brings a baby out, and he goes, "One of you, whatever, got my wife pregnant." Everybody in the jail is black.
Oh, dear.
And so he picks up the baby. The baby's dark as shit that his wife had. And he starts putting the baby up to the different inmates to see if it looks like him.
Oh, my God.
And it was Can't Get Right, baby. Couldn't talk, but he could, he could, he could swing him back. Wink, wink. And, it was a great scene where Bernie Mac was like, I'm the pappy, boss. And then Eddie Murphy says, I'm that boy's daddy, boss.
Oh, they Spartacused it.
Yes, they did. It's like, I'm that boy's daddy. And then, I think it was his daughter, not his wife. And they had to ship her off. Hilarious. And it was sad because he was sad because it was his baby and he loved her and it was the whole thing. But it was also the 40s.
I was going to say, the more you tell me about this movie, it sounds very sad.
Life is hilarious. I'm trying to tell you. Next up, Hannibal Buress, Coach Wilson. Hilarious. Whack. I just like
Hey, Andre.
funny.
What? Bitch.
Stupid. Kenneth Choi. He plays Princess Marita. He is...
Principal.
What did I say?
Princess.
I'm not tired. You're tired.
I am.
Sorry. Principal Marita. He, side note, I don't know if I wrote it in my likes. Maybe I did. There's, I did actually, so I'll save it. Next up, we have Garcelle Bouvet. She was in Coming to America. She was also in a Jamie Foxx show. She played Doris Toombs. I don't really know this guy, but I like that he has a name. His real name is Michael Chernus. He played Phineas Mason, a.k.a. The Tinkerer. I like that. Michael Mondo, Mac Gargan, the Scorpion. Logan Marshall Green played Jackson Bryce. He was a shocker first. And then he was a shocker first, then he died. He got melted. Let's see. Next up, we have Jennifer Connelly. She was Karen, a.k.a. Suit Lady. Next up, we have... I don't even see him, but I'm going to say him. We have Stan Lee. He was Gary.
Yes, he actually had a name, yes.
He had a name, and he was hitting on that lady across the hall from him. He's like, hey, Doris, how you doing? How's your mother? How's your mother? They're all 90. Get out of here. And last but not least, last one I'm going to say is Chris Evans.
There he is.
Steve Rogers, a.k.a. Captain America, a.k.a. Perfect Teeth, a.k.a. That's America's Ass.
Can I throw one in there for Martin Starr?
Martin Starr, I don't see him.
He was the teacher, Mr. Harrington. He was in Community as a teacher also, as Professor Cligoris, or Cligoris, either pronunciation is correct. I want to say he was in Freaks and Geeks also. I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, he was in Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, he was Bill.
I've never seen any of these shows he was in.
I've seen him in a few things, and he always seems to be pretty damn funny.
Yeah, he was okay in this one. Especially when he was talking to MJ and was like, aren't you going to go up? I'm not going to go up to something that glorifies slavery. This didn't glorify... Oh, okay.
Enjoy your book, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, when was it built? Oh, sometime in the 1800s? Well, who do you think did it?
He was also in Parks and Rec. He was the Snow Globe museum guy.
Oh, Christ.
When Ben was on his Valentine's Day scavenger hunt.
Yes. Oh, Christ. Either way, now that cast took 18 years, do you want to do the plot?
Sure. It took 18 years. All right, so...
Plot it up.
Let's do some plotting. All right.
Okay, guy.
All right, so this movie kind of picks up way before the movie itself. You get Adrian Toombs and his company, who I don't think they were named, his crew cleaning up after the attack on New York in the 2012 Avengers. They are cleaning up all the Chitauri tech, all the worms and everything. They're cleaning everything up, the machinery, the weapons, the energy sources, anything that glows or floats. They're scrappers. They're cleaning it all up. They're getting it out of there. They have a contract with the city. I can't remember the woman's name. Shows up with her superiors saying they have a contract to clean it all up with the government. So they're like outranked. So they're like, oh, well, this is bullshit. Michael Keaton's like, I bought trucks for this. Like, it's for my family. Like, I'm going to lose my house. And it's one of the guys like, well, shouldn't have overextended yourself. Oh, yeah, did you hear that, guys? That shouldn't have. And he just fucking knocks the dude out.
Rightfully so.
Punches him right in the mush because why wouldn't you? Honestly. Gets guns drawn on him. And he's like, well, this is bullshit. But fine, whatever. This isn't over. It is, but it isn't. Cut to still not quite present day, in the movie at least. We get to see Peter Parker being not abducted, but shipped off to Berlin by Happy Hogan and, by proxy, Iron Man, to help him fight against Captain America's team in the events of Civil War. Peter Parker's making little video logs the whole time. You get to see the new Spidey suit that he gets. You get to see the hotel room, him being on a private jet, him doing narrator voices. Good stuff. Then cut to like what would then be present time in the movie. Peter's just living his life, going to Midtown High Science and Technology School. He shops at a bodega, gets a sandwich and like 2 packs of gummy worms or bears for $5, and gets to pet the shop cat. I wish. That's the life right there. That's a great life. So he's just living his life. His limited contact with Tony Stark, he is told, don't do anything I would do, don't do anything I wouldn't do. You operate in this little gray area. He's like, street level, stay low to the ground, big stuff leave to us. So he's like, all right. His first real thing that he does, like he thwarts some small crimes, a bike theft that he solves by leaving a note. He stops a guy from stealing his own car. He then sees like 4 dudes in Avengers masks trying to rip off an ATM. They have some technology that is well beyond their means for what they're trying to do. They've got like some kind of laser cutter and some kind of like gravity gun device. His interaction with them involves him beating the shit out of them, but also they inadvertently destroy the bodega that he likes to shop at across the street. Turns out Michael Keaton's character is their boss. Him and his group has been operating behind the scene or like undercover, covertly, illegally, stealing stuff from the new company, which is run by Tony Stark's, cleanup crew, damage control company. They're robbing their trucks basically to steal the alien tech that is left behind, or just advanced tech that's left behind anytime the Avengers fight anything. So we get to see Chitauri laser guns, and again we already saw the worms. We see like an Ultron drone head, all kinds of stuff. And they're making weapons, they're making all kinds of shit out of it. And they are selling it to ground level thugs that are using it to rob ATMs and, I don't know, knock over a convenience store with a fucking black hole generator if you felt like it. So Peter gets involved in that. It gets back to Tony, who sends a fucking empty suit to scold him. Also, Jon Favreau yells at him over the phone a little bit. We get to see his daily life. He goes to class. He mixes up web fluid in science class when no one's looking. He is on the athletic decathlon team. His favorite, apparently, way to spend time is with his good friend Ned, and they like to awkwardly stare at a girl named Liz, who is a senior and apparently well out of their league. They also enjoy building Lego Star Wars sets and just hanging out and being nerds. No one knows Peter's Spider-Man at this point until he continues doing his Spider-Man stuff. He's got the suit that we see in Civil War on still. Anytime he goes out Spider-Manning. He eventually comes home and in his full Spider-Man suit climbs in the window, is super stealthy, and turns out Ned's been in his room the whole time waiting to hang out with him and build their Lego Death Star. So Ned knows now, decides he wants to be the guy in the chair, wants to be a sidekick. And of course, Peter's like, that's a bad idea. And so Ned spends the entire next day at school asking him a million Spider-Man questions. Peter may or may not over-exaggerate his status as an Avenger. He's not one. It's stated that he's not one, but he tells Ned that he's basically an Avenger.
Basically, though.
Yeah. Like, Peter drifts more and more toward the mindset of, I'm a superhero. I don't need to do this normal person life anymore. I'm so far beyond high school. Which, honestly, I mean, who could blame the kid?
Listen, I feel the same way now. I guess who's not a superhero?
It's the same. Who could blame the kid?
Same.
So he's got his double life that he lives between school and Spider-Manning. He eventually finds out, or we see this Birdman. That's a weird coincidence. He finds out he's, robbing tech trucks because he's supposed to be at, he gets there eventually. He's supposed to be at a party. Him and Ned go to a party where Ned convinces him to have Spider-Man make an appearance. As he's preparing to make his entrance as Spider-Man. He sees some blue explosions off in the distance, ditches the party, finds goons of the Vulture, Adrian Toomes, Michael Keaton, selling guns to Aaron Davis. They're trying to sell guns to Aaron Davis.
Yes.
Donald Glover.
Uncle Air. That's what I call him.
Yeah. They get into a van chase, and one of the weapons gets lost. Peter recovers it after the chase, takes it to school to study it, and Michael Keaton's like, okay, to his goons, you better find that weapon. This is where they discover that Michael Keaton's character is robbing these damage control trucks. They find out he's a weapons dealer. Peter's like, this will be my thing that I can do. I can stop him. He's tried to call Happy Hogan a couple times, doesn't seem to get through. Talks to Tony Stark about it, doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. Eventually, he gets to the point of, he follows him onto the Staten Island ferry through information from, again, Aaron, who we learn is an uncle, has a nephew in the neighborhood. You might know him. Follows him to Staten Island ferry, busts what turns out to be an FBI-loaded sting operation at this point, because no one told him, but Tony called the FBI because he couldn't be bothered to deal with it himself until Spider-Man fucks it up. And then he has to step in. Takes away his suit privileges. Everything goes to shit. This is, of course, after the fact, his athletic decathlon team took a trip to DC. He was all over the news as Spider-Man. And Tony's like, okay, well, you're doing a little too much. Maybe I should step in. And then after Staten Island ferry debacle, takes the suit away. If you're nobody with the suit, if you're nothing without the suit, you shouldn't have the suit. Pretty much his version of the great power comes great responsibility thing, but
better.
Yeah, I guess.
No, different.
Different. I'll say different.
It's not that you guys get
just a little twist.
It doesn't matter who gets paid more. Yeah. It's just different.
Just a little twist on it. So after that, Peter goes back to being kind of just living normal school life. Gets a date for prom or homecoming. It's not called Spider-Man prom. Gets a date for homecoming, and turns out it's Liz. Turns out her dad is Michael Keaton, is Adrian Toomes, the Vulture, the Birdman, the Batman.
I'm something of a Batman myself.
So he goes to the dance, gets threatened at gunpoint. Not at gunpoint. Gets threatened with a gun in the car. In hand, yeah. I don't know what kind of trigger discipline he was using, but it was finger was probably on it. He was like, you saved my daughter's life, and I'm grateful for that. If you take any further action, I will kill you. I will kill you. Anyone you love, I will kill him dead.
Kill you dead.
Kill you dead.
He was an actor.
So, I just saved your life. What do you say?
What do you say?
Thank you.
Now get out of my car.
Get the fuck out of my car.
Get him.
Get him out of here. I'll find a date for my daughter.
Arrested Development, podcast favorite.
Yes. Easily. So dance doesn't go off as planned. Spider-Man, Peter Parker leaves, follows Vulture, who's trying to plane jack all of the Avengers shit being moved from Stark Tower to the upstate campus, which we saw a glimpse of in Ant-Man, and then at the end of Civil War. So, in universe, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. He fights him. Spider-Man fights him. He wins. Saves him from killing him. Saves the Vulture from killing himself by getting too greedy, and gets offered the chance to become a full-fledged Avenger. Declines it because he thinks it's a test. It wasn't a test. He was going to be a fucking Avenger. He gets there.
Eventually.
He gets it in Infinity War. You've all seen it. And he tells him, "You're an Avenger now, kid." And the little music plays and he gets all happy, and then he fucking dies.
He knights him.
Yes. So, that's Spider-Man Homecoming. I didn't butcher this one too bad.
No, they did great. I
Thank
think
you.
you always do great.
Oh,
See, there it is.
thanks.
It's all good.
I appreciate that, because there's definitely times where I'm like, I'm making a mess of it.
Let's get to some likes.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You go. You start.
Okay.
I just talked for a while. You start.
The Spider-Man song.
Same.
Boom.
That was my first like
That's the
Spider
first
theme.
I know. I believe it. We wrote it down at the same time. I'm sure of it.
Yes.
It was great. It was great hearing it at the beginning.
Right
I
at
was
the
like,
beginning,
yeah.
because they didn't have to like do anything. Not that the other ones were, well, not that the Andrew Garfield one was bad, because it was his ringtone. What's not to like?
Yeah, fair.
But like they didn't have to have a street performer
Right.
playing the theme
That's fair.
and possibly being a racist caricature. They just put it right in the opening, and it was good. And it was like orchestral and dramatic, and I loved it.
I thought it was great. As soon as I heard it, I was like, ooh.
Yup.
Oh. I forgot that it played there.
Same.
Honestly, I haven't seen this one in a while, though. So
Same.
It was great.
The many times I've seen this movie has been at work, and we have the volume on the TV's muted, so I just read the captions.
That's fair.
So it might say Spider-Man theme plays, but that could be
doesn't.
anything.
It doesn't.
Doesn't it not?
I don't know.
It probably,
I
it
assume
probably
it
doesn't, because it's
yeah.
not like a big part of it.
Yeah, because it's just music. It's not no words.
Yeah.
So, but that's fair though.
Yeah.
Spider-Man song.
Spider-Man song.
Oh, you next.
Stan Lee
Stanley.
is my next like.
I got him too.
There you go.
Stanley.
Don't make me come down there, you punk.
How's your mother?
Hey, Gary. Hey, Doris. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how's your mother doing? She's probably fucking dead, Stan.
He said that.
But yeah, like he sometimes gets lines in his cameos now.
No.
Oh, now. But like by this point, he's had some lines, because in a lot of the older ones, he was just like, "Hey, look, it's Stan Lee, dodging some falling debris, or pushing someone out of the way of a fucking impending death from falling debris."
Fair.
Or he just gets like a line,
Love it.
and that's about it.
Anytime I see him, just good.
It's all good with me, honestly.
Let's get a movie of Stan. They need to do a biopic of Stanley.
I'd watch it.
I would definitely.
It would
watch
probably
that.
make me sad, because I know he caught a lot of shit for kind of stealing a lot of, taking credit for a lot of the character created for these movies
Really?
and a lot of Marvel media. Yeah.
Who created them?
It's like a lot of people, but
Oh,
like
okay, I see what you're saying.
Jack Kirby and Stan Lee did a lot of it, and Jack Kirby's not really. I mean, he's not making cameos. Also, I don't know if he's alive, but he's Stan Lee gets a lot of the credit.
Who's Steve Ditko?
He, I don't know if he helped co-create Spider-Man or if he was an artist or a writer. I think he might have been a writer.
Okay.
Because I know he's another big name.
Yeah.
But like, there's just a lot of characters that a lot of people are like, oh, Stan Lee took all the credit. I'm like, okay, well, Stan Lee's also like the name of Marvel.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say if it was right or wrong, but Stan Lee did his thing, and he's dead. So don't speak ill of the dead, especially if it's Stan Lee,
Same.
because I liked him.
I'm cool with him.
Yeah. Podcast favorite.
Same.
Stan Lee.
All the time.
Come get it.
Every other time.
Yes.
I was thinking the Hawk. We can do the Hawk. That's another movie we can do.
Ooh.
Just a one-off.
Which one?
We can do both, really.
Okay.
But, man, whatever. I don't have to do the first one.
So not that one.
Speaking of, Jennifer Connelly was in the first one.
Oh.
She was his love interest.
Nice.
Yeah. Annoying. So, next up, Tom Holland.
There you go.
I thought he was great. I thought he was a great Peter Parker. I thought he was a great Spider-Man. I liked him from the very beginning. He's a child. He is a child. He's a child that we all wanted to be. He's just having fun, taking trips, filming happy. He's doing all the things. He's not taking anything serious because he's 14, maybe 15. Who knows? But he's a child, and I love it. And even though, I mean, he is a child. He was like 19 when this was filmed. It was great. And I loved it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I liked Tom Holland.
Same.
He had that, like, innocent...
Yeah.
Childlike, like, oh man, this is all so cool. Like, oh, Mr. Stark, look at that. Oh, look at all the things my suit can do. Look at this, look at that. But also, like, oh, I know I can handle anything. I'm Spider-Man.
And he's smart.
Yeah. Like, yeah, he's smart. They showed him making web fluid. They showed that they said it in Civil War, like, he made his own costume. He made his own web shooters.
Yep.
He did all that shit before Tony Stark made him his fancy suit and then his fancier suit. So, I mean, he's clearly a smart kid. He goes to a tech and science school.
That's fair. There is a Spider-Man who doesn't do any of that. But I digress.
Yeah, he just got to shoot webs automatically. That's fair.
I don't want to.
But he also got to fight the Macho Man, so I can't. There's got to be a line here somewhere.
Yeah, he should have lost. So there's that.
He should have lost to the Macho Man. I wouldn't be mad about it, honestly. I will say, if the Macho Man went up top and dropped that elbow on him, Spider-Man wouldn't have gotten up.
Done deal.
It'd have been a 3 count easy.
Easy. He's
ding,
not
ding,
kicking
ding.
out.
No way.
It won't be a close one.
No way.
Easy.
Especially after he wailed on him with that chair,
right?
And then goes up top, drops that elbow. You're gonna be hearing that fucking graduation music, and the Macho Man's gonna take the win. It might even be Macho King. Who knows? But he's gonna get that W.
There you go.
I'm gonna love it.
Love it. Your turn.
Ned. I love Ned.
Ned's great.
Ned is because he's like got the same thing going. He's super innocent and he's super like inquisitive about everything. He as soon as Peter says, "Oh, I'm Spider-Man," or he doesn't say, but like as soon as he sees him, like, "This is the best thing that's ever happened to me." He's like, "This is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me," because it's like his friends. Yeah. He's friends with a superhero.
That's fair.
And that never has negative implications for anyone's life, ever.
Oh.
But it doesn't for him.
Honestly,
the worst thing that happens to him is he gets caught in the computer lab and he says, "I was looking at porn."
Well, the worst thing that happened to him, he got tranquilized. But that's.
Is it the next one?
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Okay, I forget.
Sorry.
That doesn't matter. I forgot. But yeah, it's Ned. He has a Lego Death Star set.
He does.
He wore the Spider-Man mask for the fun of it. He was helping him work the spider tracker. He used the web shooter when he was about to fucking get splattered by the shocker. I almost said the shredder.
Same.
When he was about to get killed by the shocker, he whipped him with the webs. He
had on a pretty sweet hat.
He had the hat, as May tells him, some hats wear men. Ned, you are wearing that hat.
Facts.
Like it gives me confidence. Thank you.
Yeah.
He was so good.
He was trying to get that on May though,
because he was wearing it at the party. And he's like, "The hat's not working, man. This isn't cool." And then he wore it again at homecoming, and it totally didn't match his outfit, but he wore that hat anyway, and good for him.
Because he's a child. Because that's what high schoolers do.
He's a good man.
Yeah.
I like Ned.
That was my next like. It was Peter and Ned together.
Yes.
But yes, Ned. Peter and Ned, I thought they were just super genuine, super good. I loved them. I love their interaction.
Yes.
Their handshake.
Yes, their secret handshake.
Easy. I loved it.
And the fact that he got to do his guy in the chair bit that he said he wanted to do. It's like, it's the guy, all the screens around him. Mm-hmm. And he's looking up the car specs.
Computer lab.
Yeah, he's looking up the car specs. He was calling Happy. He was tracking the car. He was doing it all.
Looking at porn.
And allegedly looking at porn.
Multitasking king out here. I love it.
You can open multiple tabs. Let's be fair. And he had 3 screens going at least, so he had all kinds of stuff going on.
He did. I loved it.
I like Ned. He was just so delightful.
Fair. Facts.
And I felt bad that they left him out. The other kids were like sneaking out to go to the pool. They're like, "Oh, Peter," which honestly gives me the idea they were going to leave him behind too, but they just happened to be out in the hallway. Yeah. Like, "Oh, Peter, you should come with us." And that's it. And they like ran off. And I was like,
but there was only like 4 people though. There was only like 4 or 5. It was Flash, Liz, the one Betty girl, and then like another guy. Yeah, but there I was like, oh, like the one dude Abe who kept using the bell as his comment.
No, using the bell for comedic purposes.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I mean, that's fair though. I get it.
I like Ned, and they should have asked him to come. And he probably wouldn't have anyway because he had a fucking radioactive bomb on the bed for what he did not know.
Same. Factuals. I agree. Let's see. Next up, Ferris Bueller is what I wrote.
Yep.
When he was running through the yards, and then they actually show. I remember watching it for the first time. I was like, "This is great." And then they showed the clip of Ferris Bueller, and I was like, "This is great."
Great movie.
I was like, "Oh man,
smells good."
I love Ferris Bueller. I love when Family Guy did Ferris Bueller. I love this for doing with what's his name, Ferris Bueller. It was just a great time. I just like that little nod to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's it.
I like that. Yeah, because it also fits with this whole thing that he did in Civil War where he was all like movie references, and then in Infinity War when he was all movie references.
80s movies, if you notice. A lot of old movies. Because even Star Wars came out, what, 77, 78? But
yeah, and he's like, you ever see that really old movie, Empire Strikes Back? And he also knew Footloose.
Was that 80s? That came out in 80, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
like late 70s.
2, right?
Yeah, late 70s to early 80s.
Yeah, I think the first one came out in like 77.
Yeah. And
then the next one came out in 80. And then the one after that came out in 83, if I remember correctly. Which I might not.
But you also might.
I also might. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm right. But
yeah, because he knew movies. He knew Alien.
Is Footloose still the best movie ever?
It never was.
It never was. What? You know Thor? Oh, that average looking guy?
Yeah, I know him. Not that good looking.
Hilarious. Let's see. You're next.
My next Captain America. Because you knew he was going to make it on my list.
That's fair.
I wrote Captain Jim video. Captain Jim video, Captain Detention video, and Captain Credit Scene.
Fair.
I'm going to give him all 3 because he was so good. I love Chris Evans in general. But when he's like, hey, me and my good friend, your gym teacher, and he gestures to the right, and Hannibal Buress is standing to the left of the TV. I just thought that was even more funnier.
I thought he did it the way.
He pointed the wrong direction.
He?
It was great. He's like, I think this guy's a war criminal or something now, but the government says I got to play this video for you.
Hannibal Buress.
Hilarious.
Idiot.
And he's doing the detention one. He's like, oh, so you screwed up, this and that. Yeah, and he's detention. Like, stop. Come back. All right.
No, please don't.
The videos were great, and then the credit scene. It's like patience is an important quality in students and soldiers.
I was upset.
I was also, but I was laughing at the same time.
I was like,
I was like, I wanted something more than this. Too. Exactly. It was like, how many more of these are we gonna do? And I was like, fair.
I loved it.
But also, give me as many credit scenes as you want.
That's fair. And they can be nothing.
Yes. Because like that, and because even when it's nothing, they're at least funny.
For the most part. The only one that wasn't funny was Endgame. There's no scene, but they play the sound of Iron Man.
Yeah.
Tinkering in the cave. And I'm like,
yeah. But you knew we waited, but we knew we were not leaving that theater until something happened.
I had to dry my eyes first, goddamn.
Because we knew something was coming.
I was in that theater. I was like, I gotta calm down. I just woke up, guys. Hold on. I don't want the people to know I'm crying.
I've been up for a while. But yeah, Captain After School Special was great.
It's facts.
And he wore the old Avengers 2012 goofy looking suit. It was so good. Idiot. How many more of these are we gonna do? So you stay to the end of the movie. I love it. But that's mine.
All right, my turn.
Yes.
The Spider-Man tech, I thought was great. I thought his gadgets, the fact that he got off the training wheels protocol, the fact that he got off the baby monitor protocol, I thought his tech was great. And I know it's Iron Man's tech, but it was still pretty good. I mean, his web shooters themselves, they're great. He created them. That's amazing. But then just the big, for me, the big payoff, the biggest payoff of his tech, instant kill when we see it in the end game. I was like, I get that reference.
Activate instant kill, and he's just sitting on a pile of bodies. He's getting buried in corpses.
He really is, and it was
which makes me, because that was using those big metal arms of that suit. I wonder what would it have used on the regular suit for instant kill. If it just would have made him start murdering people with his hands, that would have been great.
I loved it. I would love it. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I would love it. But yeah, even the parachute when he got taken up real high, the auto dry system,
The heater,
the tracker, the face recognition, all the stuff that Tony Stark has, basically. It was great, and I just liked it. So
same,
simple and plain. That's my like.
I'll piggyback on that with that and Suit Lady / Karen. I enjoyed her. She was funny.
She was funny.
She was funny. She was, like kind of like how Tony suits, where it's like, oh, this is happening right now, boss. How about that? We're at 400% power. How about that?
How about that? Yeah, when he was like, hi Liz, like, this is your chance.
This is your chance.
Peter.
What? No, what? Yeah, like the suit was telling him to confess to her. Hilarious.
Stupid.
This is dumb.
I loved it though.
Like, what should I call you, Suit Lady? Liz? No, that's weird.
No, that's weird.
No, let's not do that.
Also, funny.
Hilarious.
Let's see. My next MJ.
There you go.
She was subtle but funny. She was so funny. And as hard as it is to dial down Zendaya's beauty, they try to make her look homely. Doesn't work. She's a beautiful girl. I love Zendaya. I think she's great. And I thought in this movie she was a great MJ. Dare I say, the best.
Of the two?
Yes.
It's not a hard fight to win.
Same.
Let's be honest.
Same. Listen, she doubled her sales. What did you tell her? 2 to 4? Yup.
She did it.
She did it. But no, I thought she was great. She was funny. When they came into Homecoming, everybody's like, hey, Peter. She's like, hey, and flicks him off.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I thought she was good.
She was so funny.
Yeah.
She only gets funnier from then.
They're not wanting to climb the slave monument.
That
To
hilarious.
giving him the finger. Drawing sad Hannibal Buress. She's like, I come here to draw people in crisis.
She drew Sad Peter.
Yeah, sad Peter.
Then she, what else did she do? I'm trying to think of the one. Oh, towards the end, when she's like, what are you hiding, Peter? Where are you going? He's like, she's like, I don't care.
Yeah, and if I remember right, that was in the trailer for that movie also.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then right after, she gives him this longing look, and I'm like, yeah, they're gonna do it. I didn't mean it like that. But also, I'm happy for him. Yeah, I like Zendaya.
Good for you, kid.
Yeah, they should date. But they're like best friends in real life. Like her,
nice.
All three of them, they be hanging out on Instagram all the time.
And Ned?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, they're all like super good friends, and I love it. I see it on Instagram a lot. They have a lot of videos together. Maybe not so much so anymore, but when they were filming the videos, they do a lot of like TikToks and shit like that. So
Nice.
I like it. I just like the dynamic.
That's wholesome.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's my like MJ.
Okay.
The good MJ.
I have a quick one. The Spider-Man's file photo on the news of him like falling out of a porta potty. Fucking hilarious. Because it was like a blink and you'll miss it type thing.
Absolutely. I almost missed it.
And it reminded me of The Simpsons. Because like anytime like the news talks about like local idiot Homer Simpson, they have like a different photo of him doing something dumb. One of him like 50 cigarettes in his mouth, or him like eating a whole cake, or him like sitting on a donkey as it kicks a fucking buffet table over at a fancy party.
Hilarious.
Any just dumb thing, like file photo of like him doing something stupid, and it was like him coming out of a porta potty. I think he had toilet paper on his shoe or on his boot. dumb, and I liked it because it was funny.
I love it.
And it's quick and easy, and it made me laugh.
Absolutely.
That's what she said.
I was gonna say it. I was like, don't. I was like, low hanging fruit, kid. I was like, don't. And I was like, I'm gonna just keep. And you said it.
There
Good
it is.
job. Good
There
job.
you go.
Good job. I
Thanks.
love
I'll take it.
it. Next up, Easter eggs. Easter eggs. Scorpion.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Aaron.
Yep. His nephew.
Mm-hmm.
His
nephew.
Unnamed nephew.
Unnamed nephew.
Who we know who it is.
You know what it is.
Oh, yes.
The principal / princess. The principal. Mm-hmm. He is the actual actor who played in Captain America, and then he is the grandson of the Howling Commando.
Yeah, I saw the photo in his office, and I was like, "There's probably a reason for that." And then when you were doing the cast, I looked him up, and it said he was in Captain America. And I was like,
He was.
"Oh, okay, same last name. It's probably that guy."
Yep,
okay,
that's his grandson.
Nice.
And I knew that for a while ago, and then I read it right before we went on, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna say that because," and I like that. I like that as an Easter egg. I'm trying to think what else. What else did they have in there? I feel like they had some more, but I don't remember right now. But yeah, I thought it was great. Oh, the Shocker, the Tinkerer, like stuff like you don't really notice until you hear it or whatever. Because of course you don't know, but you might. But yeah, it was great. It was a good time.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
Next one I have is another mini the Shocker.
The Shocker.
I liked him because I like the Shocker from the old Spider-Man. Old to me 90s Spider-Man cartoon. He was just like a street level goon who had a dumb looking costume, but he had those sweet fucking gauntlets that shot like shockwaves and shit. And in this one, they were mostly just used for punching people, which is also cool.
Fair.
And if they had never said, it's like, "Oh, I'm the Shocker. I shock people. That's what you do. You go out there," and Michael Keaton was lighting that dude up before he just fucking disintegrated him.
Fair.
Which
on accident.
Wonderful. Yeah, he thought he was going to gravity gun him. Yeah, we'll get to that. I like the little
It better
the
be
Shocker.
damn it.
Oh, you know damn well it is. I like the Shocker. I think he's a goober character. Fucking Herman Schultz, I think is his name. Yeah, he's just a goon, and I liked it.
That's fair.
And like two dudes were him. Thought it was dumb, and I liked it because his costume was like a yellow, like quilted suit, and the first dude had like two yellow, like quilted coat sleeves, and the second guy had like a coat over it, and then like I think just the cuffs of his sleeves were yellow and like turned up into like blue or black or something.
Oh, okay.
I liked it.
No, it was great.
I thought it was just a nice little like nod to a character that they didn't bother with, like, oh well, you're not going to be the main villain. No, you're just going to get like a name drop and that's it. That's fine. Because honestly, if they made the Shocker a villain of a Spider-Man movie, I'd be surprised.
Same. Not much you can do with him.
Yeah.
That's fair. Speaking of the Shocker, my next Michael Keaton.
There you go.
The Vulture.
Yes.
I love Michael Keaton. He has never done any wrong to me. I personally think he's batshit crazy. I personally also think he does not act. I think this is him 1,000% of the time. He's just reading lines and by himself. That's
Who were your three people? You said him, Samuel Jackson, and who's the other person that you said just you don't think act? They just are themselves on screen.
Damn it, I forgot.
Was it Gary Busey?
No, but I was thinking Gary Busey just now. Mickey Rourke, that wasn't one of them, but also him. Even though he does different shit, but I think it was a woman. I think I said a woman. I don't remember who it was though. I don't know. But yes, I personally think that he doesn't act. I think he's batshit crazy. But I thought he was sweet. I thought it was a good reason why he became bad, because that's usually what happens. No matter what, you take away someone's last resort when they're trying their hardest, they're gonna turn evil. I mean, listen, I'm almost turned evil a couple times, but I get hired somewhere.
Evil Keith.
Can't. Yes, with a carpet I already got the mustache.
You'll see, you already got like the beard and the mustache.
I'm gonna shave it and put a felt beard.
You're making fake beards.
Exactly. No, I just like Michael Keaton, and I thought the Vulture was sweet.
Yeah.
I thought his costume was sweet. I thought his wings were sweet. He had the green eyes.
Yes.
Oh, just perfect. And like the story, the plot of this movie, like everything just made sense. And I didn't have to question a thing. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. And what I really loved when I first saw it was the twist, but it shouldn't have been a twist, but it was a twist of Michael Keaton being Liz's dad. Mm-hmm. And it literally, this is maybe a social thing, but it makes you question your own, what's the word I'm looking for? Your own stereotype or your own, I don't want to say discrimination, that sounds bad. Mm-hmm. But it makes you think about it because you're like, there's no way, because she's a black girl, he's a white dude. Of course you don't think that, but why not? Why wouldn't you think that? Yeah. Like there was no reason to think that, to be fair, but there was no reason not to think that also. Yeah. So it was kind of like,
I think you saw her mom prior to that.
Yes, her mom was at when they got back from DC. Mm-hmm. That was her mom. So, but yeah. But here's the thing: if Michael Keaton was a black dude, and because this is what I thought when I saw after the DC thing, they show him watching it. Yeah. And he's like, not upset because of Spider-Man. He's like, oh shit, my daughter's in that building. But of course they don't say that. But if that was a black dude, you'd be like, wait a minute, maybe. But of course you don't think that way because we're not programmed to think that way. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was great. Yeah. I loved it. Yeah. I loved everything about Michael Keaton.
It's very good. Because he was definitely crazy.
Absolutely.
When he, honestly, at the very least, just the scene where they're driving to Homecoming and they're talking about Peter. And he's like, your voice sounds really familiar. You sure we never met before? Mm-hmm. That's something. Even your voice. And she's like, oh, he's on Athletic Decathlon with me. Or Academic Decathlon. Yeah. And he's like, oh, that's not it. That can't be it. She's like, oh, well, you disappear a lot. Like that time in D.C. Mm-hmm. And then like and I forget what the previous time was. It's like all these times like you just kind of run away. You're just not there for a lot of, like, it just happens. Like anytime something's going on at my party, you were only there for like 2 seconds. Like, I was there for longer. They're like, oh, you were there for 2 seconds. You weren't there for long. You were just gone. Nobody saw you. And he's like, you can see him just like the wheels turn. He's putting it all together.
The best part of that was the lights.
Yeah. All the stoplights.
The stoplight on his face. When he figured it out, that's when it turned green. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's fair. I was like, okay.
And then he threatens him with a gun.
I'll kill you. Kill you dead.
I will kill you dead.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Right outside the school. He's like, go on inside. I'm going to have the dad talk with him. Not the dad talk I think Peter was expecting before he opened that door. Before he opened the door the first time. Because he did not take his eyes off him the whole time. That was so good.
Also fair.
Tense. You don't have to drive us. No, I'm a chauffeur. Let's go.
No. And he didn't even know at that point.
And he just kept pointing that knife at him because he was just being a dad.
He had the knife in his hand. He was like, what's up with your... Put the knife in his face. What's up with your face? What's up with this? I was like, bro, knife discipline? God damn.
Yeah. Oh, I thought Michael Keaton was very good.
Perfect.
Because, I mean, we just said it. He disintegrated a man when he thought he was going to shoot him with like a gravity gun. He's like, you just don't want me... Like, you don't want me out there knowing what I know. What does that mean?
What'd you say?
It means, I might not be able to keep my mouth shut knowing all the stuff that I know.
Did I stutter?
Yeah, like, does this thing work? What? Grabs a gun, just a random glowing gun, and shoots it at a man. And he, like, burns from the inside and, like, turns to ash. That's with the gravity gun. So you thought he was just going to, like, float? He didn't care. He didn't care what was going to happen because he just murdered a guy. I was like, oh, well, problem solved. Here. You can be the shocker now, and throws his gauntlet to Herman, and was like, okay, I will be that.
I don't want to get disintegrated.
Yes, also, I will be that guy. Probably would too, honestly.
He became full on bad, and it feels good.
It makes me happy.
Good times. Good times.
It makes me happy, Hogan.
I don't have any more likes.
No? I've got a couple. Happy. I enjoyed him. Shit, I just had another one. I kind of lost it.
Uh-oh. Lost your marbles.
Oh, I got it.
I said marbles, guys.
I couldn't bear to lose a student on a class trip. Not again. I forgot that he said it, and you said you forgot that he said it, and you just said it to be funny, and then he said it. Hilarious.
I was like, not again. He was like,
not again.
And he drops his head. Not again.
Not again.
I was like, oh,
so
shit.
good. So good.
Who died?
Yeah, somebody. Something
Who died?
happened.
It's Miles Morales.
Something. Oh, hope not.
I don't know. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was about it.
All right. Dislikes. You have some? I have one.
Yeah.
What you got?
It's a lot of travel.
What do you mean?
Like they go to D.C.
Mm-hmm.
and then they go to. They're like, oh, he's in Maryland. Okay. Well, then we go to D.C. He like rides a lot of trucks. Then he gets in the vault. He's like put in the vault, and he has to get back to D.C. And then he has to get back to New York, and then they're on the ferry. I didn't think it was bad. It just seemed like there's a lot of time in the movie spent with him like getting to places.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a dislike, but also I understand the time in the vault was like necessary because he was testing out all the things a suit could do after he'd just taken the training wheels protocol off. So he was testing out all those different webs,
Right.
all the other functions the suit has. So I get that part, but it's like there just seemed to me there was a lot of travel going on. Oh shit, I forgot my other like. Uncle Aaron.
Oh,
Real
Larry.
quick. I liked it. I like Donald Glover.
But yeah, always. Troy's always good.
Yeah, and he's like, I just want something to hold somebody up. I'm not trying to,
Right.
you know.
Just a small criminal.
Yeah.
I don't need a face melting gun.
Yeah. To hold somebody up with that. No.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, but back in the dislike. That was pretty much it.
That's fair.
I just felt like some of the parts of the movie got bogged down with like the traveling, and it was kind of all over the place on that front.
Okay.
But that's it, really.
I'm trying not to to always be like, well, why'd you dislike it? I'm trying not to.
Go ahead.
But I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm not immune.
Here's the thing. When you say some things, I'm like, okay, it makes other things for me make sense.
Okay.
So like you said, you didn't like all the traveling. Fair. To me, as soon as you said that, I was like, he was always trying to get back home, though.
Yeah.
Homecoming. And I was like, he's always trying to get back home. And every time he leaves his home, shit gets way out of hand. And that's why he turned down the suit at the end. Mm-hmm. And that's all I thought. So when you said that, that went through my mind, and I was like, interesting. That's it. That's all. That's what I thought about. As soon as you said it, I was like, okay. Maybe there's something there. I don't know, but sounded good to me. Okay. I'm not saying you shouldn't dislike it. I'm just saying that's what I thought immediately when you said that, because I did not think that until you said it.
That's fair.
And I thought it. So, I have a dislike.
Okay.
And I know they said it in the movie, but I thought this the first time I saw it, and I still think it. Peter was right. Peter was 1,000% right about the weapons, and he told everybody. He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
He told Happy, he told Tony, and nobody listened. And then Tony, and I don't like, here's my thing. As an adult, there are kids, and kids have a place. I'm fine with that. I was taught kids have a place, do as I say as an adult, and don't do as I do as an adult. Mm-hmm. That doesn't work, okay? It's never worked. It never will work.
Yeah, because Tony even said that to him.
Saying.
But he complicated it by saying, don't do what I wouldn't do, but don't do what I would do either.
Also, and with all that, I just don't subscribe to the do as I say and that's it. Follow me blindly, because kids are smart, and I had to learn that with my own kid. Like, he has his own thoughts. He's not gonna be like me. He's never gonna be like me, and that's okay. I have to understand what he's going through, and I have to hear him out. So if there's a problem, maybe I should listen. And if I'm listening to his problem, which is what Tony Stark said he was doing, that's fine. Let him know you're listening.
Yeah.
Because how much better would A, Homecoming have been? B, his life would have been if you'd have been like, okay, I'll look into that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have went to the ferry. He wouldn't have tracked down Aaron, Dave, whatever his name is, Uncle Aaron. He wouldn't have went to, collect whatever. Everything would have been stopped when it would have got stopped.
Yeah. He wouldn't have accidentally foiled the FBI moving in on them.
Exactly.
And then Tony yelling at him for ruining something that he didn't know was happening.
Exactly.
Because for all he knew, he was the only one out there.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I'm the only one with the power to stop it. Great power comes great responsibility. Uncle Ben said it in the first trilogy, or maybe the first one. Yeah. If you have the power to do it and you don't, then what are you, or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe that was in the second one.
Yeah, that was Martin Sheen's. Yeah, it was like you have an obligation. Like if
you have an obligation.
Can do something, you have the obligation to do that thing.
Absolutely. And that's what, and so to me, to be like, I heard you and I did something about it, but you didn't tell him. You didn't communicate. Yeah. As the leader that Tony Stark thinks he is, I know smart people. I know a lot of smart people. There are some smart people who are so smart, like Tony Stark, and it just bugs me on a personal level. Mm-hmm. But like, they're so smart that they think that you should think the way they think. And so if they think something and they don't tell you, they still find it your fault because you didn't think it. No.
Yeah. It's like alienating a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It's like, well, I didn't say that, but I meant that. Well, that negates everything you just said to me. So no. Yeah. I don't allow people to speak to me like that. So when I saw that, I was just like, but if you didn't say anything, then this is Tony Stark's fault. And you should snap yourself.
And he will. He will.
It sounded just like Ron Howard. And he will. I love it. Thank you. Where's Clint Howard in these movies? Yeah, so that's my one dislike.
Tony.
Yeah.
Tony.
Well, yeah, I guess Tony, but Peter was right, more or less, is my dislike. But yeah, Tony being Tony. And they should have communicated with him.
I forget if I said this on a podcast episode or not when we were doing the Avengers movies, but like as Iron Man continued to be Iron Man, I liked him a little less as it went on.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, because of stuff like that, where he was like, oh well, I'm smart, so I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna accidentally create a killer robot, even though everyone said it was a bad idea, and then it almost kills everybody.
Yeah,
it's almost like no one stopped me when they didn't know I was doing this thing. Why didn't anyone try to stop me?
Right.
Why didn't the only other person that knew about it was Bruce, and he had his apprehensions.
And he said no.
Yeah, he was like, this doesn't seem like a good idea, Tony.
Right.
And he was like, oh, you're a
you said
dummy.
You're a bitch.
You're a stupid science bitch. I'm a smart science guy.
Same. I think that, I don't know, it's funny how I can see parallels and stuff, but I see that as a person who feels like, not that they do or that they are, but they feel like that they're the only ones doing the work. I don't know if this happened to you while you were in school, but when I was in school, college mainly, not necessarily high school, but I don't know if this happened to you when you were in college, but when I was in college, they were like, team up with these people. These are your teammates. And there was always one person who was like, I'll do parts 1 through 11, and then you guys do 12. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, it's like, well, teacher, I did 1 through 11, so I should get more points. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you have people like that in your groups.
I didn't have a lot of group stuff because I was in like art programs. So it was mostly just like, hey, do your own shit. Because if we find out you're getting help, you're going to get in trouble.
It was the worst. I hated working with people who were like that. Oh, I'll do everything. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. And then when it was time to do peer reviews, it was like, well, I did all the work. And that's what Tony Stark. He's the same kind of guy. He's like, well, I did this. I took the rocket. I took the atomic bomb out into space. Who did that? I did that. Who did that? I did that. Like, okay, congrats.
Well, you think Steve Rogers wouldn't have fucking done that if he could fly?
Same.
The man dove on a grenade before he had any kind of ability or capability.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, he thinks he's doing it all. So when he's super high stress, he just snaps at people and think they're stupid. Like when he was on the ship with Spider-Man, he's like, oh, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know this was going to space. He's like, I told you to do this. And now if you die, it's my fault. It's like, whoa, calm the fuck down. Like, take a chill pill, take a little Xanny, and be cool. But yeah, I agree. And I guess you've never said that. You've never said that before.
Have I not?
I don't think so. Oh. Which makes it make more sense why you're not as emotional when he dies.
Yeah. Because it's not so much that I didn't like his character, like the character of Iron Man, Tony Stark, but like his personality. He got like a little more and more insufferable as it went on.
Facts.
Because first he's like, oh, I'm smart. And then Iron Man 2, he's like, oh, I'm smart. Might be a drunk. But I'm smart. And then 3, he's like, okay, I fucked things up here and there. I gotta get this done without my suit. And then eventually he's like, okay, I'm smart. I got this big building with my name on it. I'm gonna build an airport, put my name on it. I'm gonna build a killer robot. Fuck that up. I made a kid into a superhero, and now I'm feeling inadequate. And I'm going to pass it along to everyone I meet. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he just got more and more like...
He feels like everything is either his fault, he either did wrong or he did right. And either way, he has to fix it.
Yeah.
And so that makes more sense, though. Because I would always talk about Tony Stark after a snap, and I'm like, man, and you're like, yeah. And I never knew why, but that makes a lot of sense, and I get it. Mm. I do get it. Like, that makes so much more sense. Because I'm like... He was kind of a douchebag.
He was very much on a high horse a lot of the time.
Yes. Well, he got snapped off of it.
I'm not a high horser.
Fair. Same.
Yeah.
Either way. I have no more dislikes.
Same.
Slushie Meter.
4.
Same. I'm going to go 4 as well.
Solid.
It was a pretty good movie. Yeah. That's simple and plain.
I like it. And I'm looking forward to the next one. Also,
you've only seen it once, right?
I only saw it once in the theater, so I'm looking forward to it. I've seen like glimpses here and there when it's been on. I'm looking forward to this one a lot.
I'm going to keep my opinions to myself, but I love it.
I remember so many good things about it. I was like, it's got Mysterio, it's got JB Smoove, it's got
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. It's got Spider-Man, it's got Ned.
MJ.
It's got MJ. It's like the only post Endgame movie we've gotten since everything else got delayed.
That's fair.
So I'm looking forward to it. And also it's the first.
Interesting.
Isn't it the first one without a Stan Lee cameo? Because wasn't Endgame the last Stan Lee cameo?
Was he not in this?
I forget.
I don't remember.
I mean, in Far From Home at least.
I don't know.
I feel like it might be the first one without like a Stan Lee cameo.
Well, that's okay. I'm gonna print out a picture.
But I forget.
So when we watch it, I'm gonna just tape it to
it's
the
like
TV.
Put it on the scene.
So he would be right here. I'm gonna pause it.
Here he is.
And I'm gonna stand behind the TV and do a Stan Lee
If
voice.
there's like any point where there's like people on a screen like doing a news report, it's like throw them up there.
Yeah.
Heroes in New York.
Forget about it. Me in New York.
Forget about it. I'm gonna get a slice of my favorite New York pizzeria, Sbarro.
Hilarious. Well, that's it. That was Spider-Man Homecoming 1. And I don't know why I said 1. But I did. But no, that was Spider-Man Homecoming. 4 is all around. Great movie all around.
Easy.
A nice introduction to Spider-Man. Second introduction to Spider-Man.
Yes.
Good times.
Yeah.
So.
I liked it. It was good. It set up possible stuff for the future. or it was just to show that Michael Keaton's character wasn't an overall piece of shit because he didn't sell Spider-Man out at the end when he could have.
That's fair.
He's like, word on the inside
is... he just wants to kill himself.
That also.
Yeah,
like,
kill him dead.
Word on the street is, or on the inside, you know who he is.
Right.
I don't know who he is.
No clue. Yeah, that's keeping it close to the chest.
So they could either be setting up for, fingers crossed, some kind of team-up villain movie, which... Again, every Spider-Man thing so far has tried it and had varying degrees of success. Mm-hmm. But since he's in the universe, I want to see the Scorpion.
That's fair. I don't know if I want to see the Scorpion. I don't know how it would look.
Me neither.
Because he has a scorpion bottom, right?
He has. Well, in the Into the Spider-Verse, he does.
Yes.
In the... I want to say the comics, but at least the old 90s cartoon, he was just a dude with a suit with a mechanical tail on it that like shot acid and had a big fucking blade on it. He was like kind of a goon, and if I remember right, J. Jonah Jameson has a hand in creating him, at least in the show. He's like kind of an idiot, and he gets real mad when people insult him. So he just gets like fucking crazy and just starts snapping on people. And he gets treatments and he gets like fucking juice because he's just like a little goofy, scrawny dude in his suit. His like suit's all baggy. And then they give him the juice and he's huge and mean.
I would have to see I think it was going to be a goblin.
I mean, if they keep going the goblin route, they keep going the goblin route. But
Can we get hobgoblin though?
The lizard was a refreshing villain. So I wouldn't mind if they were like, hey... Well, I mean, we already know who's coming back. Or we already know who's going to be in the next one.
I always forget every time until we talk about it.
I know. I mean, I'm not mad at it, but I'm also like, hey, you could do something different. Like, the lizard was cool. Rhino was cool.
Mm. But it has to make sense.
Yes.
It has to make sense it has to set up for an Avengers level threat.
Yes. Though. Because if he's just in it, that's fine. Because he could just be in it. He doesn't necessarily have to be the villain. If they're trying to set up some kind of superior Spider-Man, that would be cool.
But
that would be a cool twist.
I guess I would just need it has to be with Mysterio. Mm-hmm. Great villain. It set up a lot because of the ending.
I don't think he died.
I don't know. I think he died, but that's not the part I'm talking about. But we'll see. Because you only seen it once, so I want you to watch it. I don't need to talk about
ending like credit scene or ending.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember the credit scene.
Either way.
I remember the credit scene. It was.
Let's wait for people to,
pretty good. Pretty cool.
It was, but yes, that's what I'm talking about. But that sets up a lot. And so, for the Scorpion to be there, or I'm just saying, people are talking about for the Scorpion to be there. Okay, but it wouldn't make me feel a kind of way. Mm-hmm. But then, or it would, and somebody who I've never seen before. Honestly, I just thought about this. Just thought about this. Kraven.
Yes. I wouldn't be mad at Kraven the Hunter.
That would make sense because of the extra credit scene, like I said. Mm-hmm. That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I'm okay
I wouldn't be mad at it because, again, it's another villain that none of the movies have touched.
Yeah. So that would be interesting.
Yeah.
So, either way, let's see. That was that. Next up, Spider-Man Far From Home. That's it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Anything else on Homecoming?
No.
Prom?
Spider-Man Prom. That's what I thought it was.
Hilarious.
Next up, Spider-Man Sadie Hawkins.
Damn it. What was that show? Not show. What was that episode about?
Community?
Yes.
Sophie B. Hawkins.
Sophie B. Hawkins. That was the one with my girl in it, though.
Yep.
Yes. The old Brie Cheese.
Captain Marvel.
Wait, what's her name? Captain Marvel? Brie Larson.
Yeah. Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
I was thinking Allison Brie. I was like, wait, I said the wrong one. I used to get them mixed up because I didn't know what either of them looked like. I didn't watch Community, and she was only in Scott Pilgrim, but she had blonde hair, so I didn't know what she looked like.
Envy Adams.
So yeah, she was in that one. That was a good one. That was a real good one. So sad. Good for Abed, though.
Yeah.
Good for Abed.
He could do much worse.
Oh, yeah. Fair. Britta.
The worst. Oh, Britta's in this?
Same. Okay. Anyway, guys, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter and the YouTube and the likes. Make sure you listen to our podcast, please, and thank you. This has been Keith.
And Chris.
And, yeah. That's all I got.